everyone, and welcome to the Luminary podcast. This is now episode 2. My name is Johann. I'm studio engineer here at Luminary, and I am joined by Kiley and Ed.
Hello.
Hi.
So, basically, to all those who are completely unaware, this is a pod about podcasting. This is our second episode now.
It's not a podcasting about podcasting, which is how I introduced it on the first episode.
So it's podcasting about podcasting. It's like that's like podception by that point. You're podcasting about podcasting about podcasting about podcasting and go deeper into it. So yeah, Kylie, this is you're the first one on this episode.
I know, woo, exciting.
I know, right? You're on it now.
Yeah,
So now, so everyone will now remember that Kylie's part of the crew. So yeah, so just a brief introduction for people, with your second episode. Describe, what do you do here?
What do I do here? Oh my goodness. It's like a multitask of everything.
Yeah.
I think my first real experience of it was probably the open day.
Yeah.
And getting to be on the mic side interviewing,
Yes.
obviously being a bit behind the scenes. So I'm kind of here doing a bit of everything, really.
It's a lot of things. You are literally, you wear so many hats.
All the hats.
But that's the thing is, this episode's a little bit of a special one because there's no real particular subject, but we're going to talk about the idea that we just had our open day. So so overall, what did you guys think of the whole experience of it? How was it like?
It was really good fun. I liked the fact that, it's scary at first because when you do an open day and you're like, is anyone going to turn up? And They don't turn up immediately, but then they did. And it all started rolling in, like, it just kept coming in at one after another, quickly and quickly like that. And then we all got a chance to we did set up these like little mini interviews, and we all got a chance to catch up and interview random people we've never met before.
Yeah.
All different kinds of people as well. It was really interesting.
And for me, it was people that I've maybe had communication with via email or phone call, but I hadn't actually met in the flesh.
Yeah.
So that was quite a change as well. It was nice.
Yeah, it's interesting actually because now we had all these clients basically come in to check out the studio for the very first time, and it was nice to sort of see their reactions to sort of things, what they really liked, what they picked up from it, and interviewing different people. I think. So that's what we're actually going to cut to kind of right now. So Ed's going to be cutting this. But we're going to cut to a whole bunch of people we interviewed, all from different backgrounds, different things. And also we're going to be cutting to also somewhere in here, Rachel and Phil, who are our bosses, basically, who are talking a little bit why they got Luminary up on the ground in the first place.
Yeah, and how it evolved.
An origin story.
Yeah.
Well, like Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was a dark night.
It was dark and moody. And on that front, let's cut to our guests now.
Hi, I'm Anthony Lomas. I'm from Boxall Brown & Jones Estate Agents. We obviously sell and we rent properties across Derbyshire.
I'm Sander, Managing Director of SKD Tapes.
I'm Carl. I've literally come here today just because I'm a podcast fanatic.
Oh, brilliant.
I just want to see behind the scenes of everything that's going on here.
Yeah, so what do you do for a living?
So I work for the BBC as their apprentice, actually.
We have Rachel with us today.
Obviously then Phil, obviously you are our boss and we love you for it.
I really hate that word boss. Why? Perhaps I should become...
big honcho?
No. It never sits comfortable with me, and it's not... I don't know why.
So are you local? Have you had to come far today? Whereabouts are you based?
Sure, so we've got a local office in Belper itself, just on the Market Square just there. I've come over from our Derby office though, so we're based just next to Pride Park on the Wyvern Business Park.
Oh, okay,
so not
nice.
far.
Yeah.
No.
So what's your first thoughts of the podcast studio?
Yeah, I had not quite perhaps understood what goes off in the background of these podcasts, so it's really impressive.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Yeah, it looks very nice. The studio looks homely, looks very pleasant.
So I'm blown away.
Yeah?
Some friends of mine, we do a podcast together, and we like to think that our setup is good, but this setup has blown me away. It's incredible.
Yeah, we managed to pull something good together in a short space of time, actually.
How long did it take you?
Well, we started building it in December. So just like it's a kind of Christmas project for us. We're like, let's just get this going. Like,
Well, yeah, I suppose if we go back to the 1st of December, this was not really on the cards of anything we were going to do. We had the photography studio that Phil and myself set this place up a number of years ago with primary aim of having a photography studio. And that's been successful in its own right. And we did have in here some co-working desks and realised as time went on that what we need to do is look at our clients, look at the people that we work with, and what do they need?
You know, even coming up with the idea, it's like, well, okay, you know, there's that saying, isn't there? If you build it, they will come.
Yes.
And we had to kind of go with that and go with our gut and go with our instincts and go with what we know we can do and what we can achieve.
Yeah.
And just go for it. And we did.
Yeah.
We've achieved it. And we've done 3 actual client podcasts now.
Yeah.
Before even opening.
Yeah, which was great.
Which was great. And now we're at the point where we've got our open day and people are starting to see the space. And we know we've got a lot of work to do. We know we've got to, you know.
We're new, we're babies.
We're babies. We need people to know we're here.
What sort of grabbed your eye when you first walked in? Was there anything you thought, oh, did it seem intimidating, or was it like kind of comfortable for you?
Yeah, I don't think it was intimidating, but I think I was quite, like I say, impressed by how many cameras, lighting, audio equipment you've got. So I think maybe the scale of it was perhaps far higher than I may have expected.
Well, we like to impress.
Yes, you've certainly done that.
We've managed to achieve a lot, actually, I think, yeah.
It's so cool. It's really, really lovely. The look is amazing.
Yeah, and we've got obviously the different coloured lights here. We can change them to any brand. Like if your company's got like an orange as their brand, obviously we can change them and have the background lights sort of accented to kind of their particular look. So yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, I don't know what colour I'd go for. I think maybe green. In that sense.
Oh, brilliant.
Kind of bit of blue. Yeah.
We've always been a sort of a tealy, sort of greeny, bluey sort of colour.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the sort of colour that we'd look to I guess access rather than the pink that we've got at the moment.
Yeah, so we're luminary today.
No,
that's why
absolutely
we've
fine,
gone
of
full.
course.
I've even got my phone on pink as well.
Yeah.
So obviously, in terms of doing like a podcast, how do you think you could use this space for your business?
Yeah, I think people generally have a real interest in property. So I think there's lots of things that we can talk about property. There's lots of things that people perhaps don't know that they should know or they'd like to find out about.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got connections with finance, with legals. So I think there's different conversations that we can have with different people associated with property as well.
Yeah.
Perhaps give people a bigger insight into what happens or what they need to do or advice.
Yeah, I was going to say, what would your sort of like goal be for a podcast? What would you be trying to achieve through having it?
I think probably to show that we are behind Boxer Brown Jones. There is that human element there. I think there's a lot of corporate firms in our industry, and there are fewer and fewer independent firms now who perhaps are losing, you know, that marketplace in some regards. I think there's a real human element to what we do.
Yeah.
There's a person behind the name, you know, as a face, as a voice, very personable people at Boxer Brown and Jones.
Yeah.
So I think we'd like to get that across, I think, really.
Yeah, I think it's nice. I think we live in a world now where people want to see more about the people and what they do and how they work. A bit like coming here today, I suppose. It's like, oh, what's a podcast? What do they do?
Yes.
And when you walk in and see it, it becomes more real, doesn't it? And I think a lot of businesses can do a lot more with this sort of setup to get out there and promote.
I'd absolutely agree.
Yeah, brilliant.
We've started to do a lot of podcasts in the past year or so, haven't we?
Yeah.
Mainly going to other places and doing them on site, which
Yes.
we can do and we do very well.
Yeah.
But we're lugging all the equipment and there's a lot of equipment. It's quite hard work. We're happy to do it and we just still will do it. But
It did feel like you're like, oh, well, would it just be easier if we just had it here?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where he came up with it, because I think he came to us and said, look, you know, there's a lot of things going on at the minute, but I have this idea. We need to kind of let's transform the space to something useful. It's risky, and it was risky, and it is a big risk. But what it is like, look at the end result, and I'm quite happy with how we've ended up there now.
That you can just walk in knowing you've got 2 incredibly competent engineers on the sound and on the video. You've not got to think about your setup. You can walk in, sit down, as I just did. I wasn't doing this 5 minutes ago, got called in, can you sit down? That easy. How much of an offering that is to all of our clients to be able to just, in a very relaxed atmosphere, come and do a podcast.
When you come over to our place, it's good because you're still doing photography, you're still doing videos, but all the setup and the arranging and getting things set up correctly, it takes a lot of the time and attention away. Whereas over here, it's more focused, isn't it? You can come in and just do the podcast, just do what you're prepared for, and not have the distraction of all the equipment.
So you're interested in podcasts then, you say? So how do you think that if you came to record here, what kind of sort of series do you think you would like to do, or you know, if you got anything in mind that you would like to record?
Oh, I always come up with a new idea for a podcast of what we could do every day, because it's just limitless, isn't it?
There's so many niches out there, isn't there? Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to fit, like, the one I do is built around kind of 2 truths and a lie, which is really nice. So kind of sit
brilliant.
around having a game. But there's so many other things, isn't there? What kind of topics do you reckon would fly the best?
Oh, there's a niche. There's a podcast for everything, but it's like, because of the algorithms and things like that, so you can just literally search for what you particularly want, and there'll be a podcast for it. So it's limitless, really.
It is.
I mean, I personally listen to a lot of movie ones and gaming ones. They're my favourite topics.
Have you listened to the movie one, What Went Wrong?
Yeah, Johann loves that.
I love that one.
It's incredible, isn't it? I love it. Yeah. They just did one on the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
It's so good.
Johann was telling me about that one.
Yeah.
So what is, to the audience who don't know much about you, describe to me what your business is.
So SKD Tapes is a supplier of industrial self-adhesive materials.
Okay.
We supply tape which are used in pretty much any manufacturing process out there. Every manufacturer, every business that has some form of operation will use tape somewhere.
Yeah.
You've seen it here in the photography studio.
Yeah, we're using it.
There's a basket with tape, and there is some tape used everywhere, and some of these products are very specific. They're very technical. Things like the automotive industry have very specific requirements, and that's what we do. That's what we specialize in. We import. We work with manufacturers around the world. We bring in big reels from the big tape manufacturers and convert them to the exact format that a customer might need.
Okay. Are there any particularly interesting ones, or like we're always kind of wondering when it comes to sort of like there's so many different types of tape.
Yeah.
Which ones are either the ones which are the most popular, or the ones that have this very or the ones that really do have like this very unique kind of quality?
So yeah, they're very typical applications like glazing.
Yeah.
We supply tapes that fit glazing cassettes indoors.
Okay.
We do quite a lot of that. You can see when you look at a door, there is a glass unit fitted in the door that's sealed around the edges with a tape. The tape has got to live up to certain standards for being weatherproof, for permeability, for protection against burglars, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets tested for all of that. So that's something we do. And then you've got really unique applications, really one-offs.
Which ones which ones have you got? Which are like they're like, oh, that's odd.
We've got a customer who puts matches into bottles, and it's like a decorative item.
Okay.
But they sell lots and lots of them, and they export them to the US. And it's matches in a bottle in a way that looks pretty, and it's got a striker pad at the bottom of the bottle.
Okay.
And they had problems with getting the striker pad to stick, so they would export all these bottles to America. And if it was hot or in certain conditions, the striker pads would peel off the bottles.
Oh.
So we solved that problem, and then we changed the presentation of the product in such a way that it made it a lot easier for them to apply the pieces, because it's all manual work. So we kind of solved 2 problems for them. And you don't find an application like that twice, and I like that.
I was going to say like matches in a bowl is the first time I've ever heard that even existed.
Yeah.
So, but that basically means it makes your business like really unique, because you have to work with different kinds of applications as a whole.
So Apprentice at the BBC, I want to know more about that.
Oh, it's incredible. Basically, I'm amazed they just give you the opportunity to just delve into everything, whether it be a radio show, go behind the scenes at the Archers, or even go and have a look at how your favourite kind of Radio 4 programmes are being.
So you're doing lots of different things within the BBC, not one particular like area of it, like. because obviously radio and TV and
So mostly kind of audio focused, but then we get the chance to kind of expand out and just go and poke our nose in really at kind of what else is going on at the BBC.
Oh, that's brilliant. Sounds good. I looked into that at one time as well, like thinking, oh, I'd like to do this. Yeah,
it's one of the best opportunities to go for. It really is, and you learn so much every single day.
Yeah.
So if there's anything you want to share or anything you want to advertise, now is your chance to be in the spotlight.
Okay, I'm very unprepared for this answer, of course, but I think what I would say, Boxer Brian Jones, we've been in business for 37 years now. I've been with the company 20 years this year. The three guys have originally who originally set up the business have all retired now, leaving behind two people who bought into the firm 25 years ago now. So, as I say, still independently owned, which I think is nice that we're in control of what we're doing. We're not answerable to shareholders in London or anything like that at all there. So, we've got all the control, everything we need. And I think at the end of the day, we really like doing what we're doing.
Brilliant.
We're good at selling property. We've done it for a long time now, and, we're passionate about it.
I think that's the key, isn't it, to any successful business, but having that passion, that commitment, because it makes it more fun, more interesting to you.
Absolutely.
And I think when you can convey that message to other people as well, it just brings it all together nicer, doesn't it?
I think
So one of the things we'll be doing in this interview, these kind of interviews we want to ask one very silly question. Because obviously we're in a podcast studio right now, obviously, as you can see. So I want to say, if you were going to start a podcast right now, who would be your first guest? Now, this is the thing I like to talk. It's all like, who would you invite for dinner? So this could be a fictional person, this could be a real person, this could be a person alive, dead. Who would you want to have a conversation with if you had the opportunity to do so?
Oh, that's an impossible question.
It's tough, isn't it? Give me a list of names of people you go like, oh, I would love to have a chat with them about that.
It will be somebody like Peter from Dragon's Den.
Okay.
And pick his brain for business experience or something like that.
Oh, that'd be good. Oh, actually, I mean, that'd be great. You know, he would be able to talk his ear off.
I would imagine so, yeah.
You can imagine him like you'd ask a question and there'll be 30 minutes just sit there writing notes. Just going, oh, please just keep talking. But yeah, no, that's a good one. I always like people from Dragon's Den. 'Cause I'm always kind of wondering how much of them is like their real personality and how much of them they exaggerate a little bit for the TV show.
Yeah, I mean that's with anyone, but they've done the show for so long. You can't pretend to be someone.
Imagine the entire time. It's like, it's all a lie. But that'll be a fun one actually. I like the people from Dragon's Den.
Yeah, I like the program. I like the stuff that people come up with. It's again with these funny applications for tape. It's the stuff that people come up with.
There's some weird fun ones, and some of them that they go onto Dragon's Den, and some of them do get picked up by the dragons. But then also you got a few that didn't get picked up, but they do really well after.
You got some people that you think, oh, what are you thinking?
What are you thinking?
Really?
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, just to sort of end, we'll end this conversation. Thank you for coming on. Okay. So, just so that I'm going to give you the floor. Do you have anything you'd like to either promote or share at all to the audience before we wrap up?
Nothing specific at the moment. We'll be doing more of this, no doubt.
Yeah.
I think we've got to think of some specific podcasts or videos, like we spoke last time, to do training videos, product information. Got to try and keep it interesting, of course.
That'll be our job. We will do our darndest.
Not just some bloke waffling on about tape.
We'll add explosions and extreme slow motion. It'll be awesome. So yeah, thank you very much.
No problem.
So yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for chatting to us today.
Thank you. That's been incredible.
That's all right. No worries.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. It was
My
nice
pleasure.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Done.
And so those were all the interviews from our open day. And quite an interesting bunch and really, really nice to actually be able to interview them all. So how was it like interviewing them actually on your end?
Well, I got to interview an apprentice from the BBC, so he got to tell me all interesting things about what goes on when you're working with the BBC, which is actually really interesting.
So when you get someone like that, I'm assuming were you more like trying to say, I bet you like some people are like, oh, maybe they're just going to talk about it, but every time you go, okay, talk more about the BBC, please. Can you talk?
I was like that, but he was also a real podcast fanatic as well. So he was really interested in our setup.
Yes.
And he was really interested in audio because he works with radio at the BBC a lot. So he's just interested in mics and cameras and all that kind of stuff. So and he listens to a lot of podcasts. So like
I got excited with one of them.
He was just a really good person to talk to because of the BBC thing and the podcast love. So.
Like it was it was just pleasant, you know.
Yeah,
like
I could have a
sometimes what you
natural kind of conversation with him, like a mate. You know, it was interesting.
And that's how you want to do with sort of an interview sometimes, isn't it? So Kylie, you had 2 as well. Who did you interview?
I think when you sort of speak to people across different businesses, even if their business isn't particularly like something you're interested in, when you speak to the person, it does become interesting, more conversation. I think for me, I sort of had a chat with Rachel and I spoke to Anthony from Boxall Brown as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easier to go off script. So although we had a guide of what sort of questions we wanted to ask, so with Rachel, my experience was a little bit more interviewy, so I kind of knew what I wanted to say to her. But then with Anthony, because it was completely new, actually I found looking at the questions to answer him didn't really feel relevant. So by putting that to one side and just looking at him and talking to him as a person, it was really conversational. It really flowed. It was dead natural. It was really chatty. I had a bit of a laugh. And yeah, it was different experiences, but it was definitely better, I think, sometimes than being fully scripted.
And you know what, actually, because at the end of it, so like maybe, we're almost starting to pitch him ideas about maybe we could, this is how you could do podcasts on this kind of field, because it basically is in real estate. So it's and so we're talking about all these different possible ideas out of that, which is great. I had Sander from SKD Tapes, and I had Big Boss Phil. And 2 completely different personalities. One is so chilled, incredibly chilled, and the other one's Phil. But the thing with Phil is Phil's a ball of energy. And also...
And you are too, as well.
I am as well, but the idea is like when I'm very energetic, and so is he. So the point is like we had a lot of bouncing off things, but you couldn't structure that. Because actually, this is the reason why we didn't have like an official intro to Phil, because Phil actually said the moment you said we're about to start recording, he says he's felt like he started to squelch up. Right, shall we officially start?
Yeah, I've been recording.
Have we not officially started yet then? Okay.
Well, we're not officially started, but let's just have it. Let me just do my intro and then just go from here. Because
that made me go a little bit nervous.
Fudge the normal intro camera. We are already started, and we're already midway into it.
Yeah, we're essentially done, aren't we? I can go.
I just kind of did this, just record while when we say we started, and then we just continue on from there, and that made the conversation a lot easier.
Yeah,
and also, having 2 people who are chatterboxes like myself and Phil, it's very difficult because to a point you want to say your piece, but also you have to allow them to sort of speak. And that's really, really interesting. Compared it to Sander, where basically Sander's very, very chilled. It's everything's at a slightly slower pace. And it's nice actually, because then it means you can just allow them to speak. But sometimes it does mean then that their answers might actually feel quite short and not fully in depth. So you do need some time to sort of drag some extra bits out. But when you did drag some things out, you get some very interesting conversation. Like I had no idea about bottled matches in my life until then. And I was genuinely like, oh, there you go.
And it's things like that as well. If we hadn't have done that experience, that podcast on the day, we would have never known that information. And actually, it's led me on to really kind of excelling his social media and his copywriting in a completely different direction to what probably wouldn't have come across my way if we hadn't have had that really kind of relaxed conversation about his work and the innovation behind it and what they actually do.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's the same with everyone who came in, really. Allowing them to sort of just feel naturally have a platform to talk made it easier than it would be than to try to come up with like a full advertising campaign or trying to do certain things that are more scripted. Some people just can't do scripted.
Yeah.
And they really struggle, which is why this studio is here, basically. So that was our open day. I think it went pretty well.
Yeah,
overall,
absolutely, yeah.
A lot of fun, and obviously you guys got to hear it. So if you're interested in coming over here and getting to join us, our lovely faces, to help you guys do your own sort of podcast, video content, or anything as well, come over here to Belper. This is our lounge setup because the first episode was on a table. This is our lounge setup.
Yep.
Lounge. I just like saying it like that. Lounge.
Welcome to the lounge.
Very, very comfortable setup. Fits 3 people, 4 if you want to be sneaky. Maybe you want to squeeze another person on the couch. But this is ideal for conversation, and this is kind of what we want to do. It's like this is more casual. Wanted to keep it nice and simple. It's not like we're grilling each other. So that's why we have this setup for. But we also have the other 2 setups as well. So what are the other 2 setups then? I'm sharing a quick question. Ed!
Well, you mentioned the table setup. We did
Yeah.
on the last episode, and we've got the face-to-camera setup, which you can have with you could have a table in front of you if you want, and talking straight to the camera, or you could just have a chair, and it's usually just 1 or 2 people facing the camera.
Yeah,
Simple setup like that.
Yeah, that one's usually good for like if you just like want to talk directly
to an audience.
Yeah, and although we've got sort of the main setups kind of illustrated on the booking system, it can be anything that you want. You can mix and match kind of stuff as well.
Yes.
It can be quite bespoke. Like we had a bed set up last week
That is because
to completely change the vibe of the studio. So
yeah, because we did something for International Women's Day. And we filmed basically sort of a copy of the John Lennon Yoko Ono protest in bed, kind of thing. But yeah, we had to put a bed in here.
Yeah, so we can do anything.
Yeah, so all you're going to do basically, if you want to find out more information on all of that and everything else, you go to luminaryvision.co.uk and go and get your first booking on there, or even check out on socials because we are putting stuff up there slowly but surely.
And we do have a discount code, first 10% off.
Woo! You did that so smooth, by the way. Yeah,
That was super slick.
that did not.
It wasn't slick as yours.
First 10.
First 10.
First 10. But yeah, that means you get a discount, get 10% off your very first booking. And hopefully means that, and also means that there's other things like we can do your editing for you, we can do your socials for you, or you simply just want to be in the studio and film, or maybe just to see our faces, just come in and have a book.
Yeah. Happy to see you.
Yeah, so that's the end of the episode. The episode of podcast about podcasting, a podcasting about podcasting, a pod about podcasting. So we're going to wrap it up there. So we'll hopefully see you on the next episode with another subject. So thank you very, very much for listening. Adios. Bye, everyone.
Bye.